So, y'all, let me tell you how my day has been. So, I was waiting on the driver, and I was like, he's late, but it was okay. At the time, he was just 5 minutes late. And then time was still going by, so I called him to see where he was at, and he was like, he said, I'm on my way. I said, okay, but how far away are you? I said, because I got to be there on time, because y'all know, I don't like being late for nothing. So he was like, I'm about 15 minutes away. Okay. Time went by, 20 minutes went by. I called him again. I said, now where you say you was at? He said, I'm finna pull up right now. So I saw him drive by me. Luckily, I had my nurses with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to be waiting outside, because y'all know I can't be in the heat with my MS and everything. So I had my nurses with me or whatever, and I was sitting in the car with them, Kool-Aid and chilling. So he, when he drive by, he turn around, come back. And my nurses, they hopped out the car, and they was telling me, they told me to stay in the car. I was like, why? It's time for me to go. I'm already running late. And they was like, well, let us check this dude out first. So they go to the car, whatever, and then I didn't listen. I walked up to his truck, and when he opened the door, like it was like an automatic door open. When the door opened, yeah, he had his weapon right there on the floor. So I looked at him, he looked at me, I looked down at the weapon, I looked at him, I had my face mask on and everything. And then he was like, you need help getting in? So my nurses, they looking like, how you doing, sir? What's your name? And, do you know who you here to pick up? And he said yes, and he told us his name, and then he said my name. So that's how we, had to make sure, it was the right thing, you know what I'm saying? But, the weapon was still right there on the floor. So I just kindly stepped over it, sat in the seat, and my nurses, you know what I'm saying, they put my seatbelt on and everything, and they was like, keep your phone in your hand. I was like, okay. So my nurses, they had their mask on, but this dude that was, finna drive me, he didn't have his mask on. So I was like, I did my mask like this, and he was like, oh yeah. So then he put his mask on. I'm like, man, this dude tripping. So, we get to driving. The radio on. Yeah, it was on like a station where they do like talking, and then he changed the radio station to play some Justin Bieber. Cool, I love Justin Bieber. But then he cut it up real loud. I'm like, seriously? But I didn't say nothing. I just played it cool, whatever. And I was hoping that he turned the radio down so that I can, converse with him, talk to him, get to know him, you know what I'm saying? I'm in your vehicle. I need to know you. Y'all, we driving, radio blasting. All of a sudden, my phone rings. So I answer my phone. I'm like, hello? And then they tell me, the person on the phone, it was a woman, a female. She was like, hey, this your ride. Excuse me? She said, this your ride. She said, you called for a ride? Y'all, when I tell y'all, I started to panic. I started to freak out. I'm like, OMG, this dude is kidnapping me. I couldn't even think straight. I was like, what you mean this is my ride? And she was like, she said, what's your name? I said, what's your name? Y'all, I was freaking out. And she was like, is this Elizabeth? I said, nah, this ain't no Elizabeth. She was like, hold on. And then I guess she put me on hold, whatever. Then she came back and she said, I'm supposed to be picking up somebody with somebody. I was like, what? Y'all, my heart was like, this man is kidnapping me. He got this weapon on this floor. So I had my foot on the weapon because I didn't want him to try to, reach for it. You know what I mean? Because if he tried to reach for it, honey, I had something for him. So she's like, she said, is this Elizabeth? I said, Elizabeth is my daughter. She was like, oh, my bad. She said, well, this your ride for another day. I said, okay, so not for today. She was like, no, not for today. She was like, I'm just calling to confirm your ride for another day. I was like, oh, okay. I said, yeah. So she was like, okay, you have a good day. Thank you. She hung up. Y'all, ooh. When I tell you, I thought this man was for to kidnap me. You know what I'm saying? Because we in the vehicle. He got the music loud, got the weapon on the floor, whew. And, I wasn't looking at him. Normally when I see new people, I be looking at them, trying to get to know them, talking to them and everything. But see, I can tell that something about this dude. Like, he was young for one thing. He looked like he was about 27 or something like that. So I wasn't looking too hard because y'all know I like older men, So I wasn't looking too hard at him. But I could just tell something wasn't right because he kept on, like, his hand kept reaching, like, down to the floor. And the weapon was in the back seat with me. So I'm like, what is he reaching for? And then I was like, okay, maybe he trying to reach his phone because he had the GPS on his phone, whatever. And I thought maybe that's what he was reaching for. That's what I was hoping that he was reaching for. And I was like, ooh, don't let this man have a weapon up there with him. Because I promise you, if he touched that weapon, honey, it's about to go down. So, anywho, we get to the place, whatever, and he was like, is this the place? Now, y'all know I can't see, but I just told him yes, because if it wasn't the place, I was about to get out of this vehicle with him, because I didn't want him to kidnap me today. So I was like, yes. So he pulled up to the place, and see, like the other drivers, when they come get me and stuff, they pull up to the place, they come open the door, they walk me in, tell me have a good day and all that. He didn't do none of that. He pulled up to the place. He was like, okay. He pressed the button, the door opened up. I was like, okay, guess I get out. So I got out and I started walking towards the building. And on the building, it was a doorbell or whatever. And then it was a sign that said something. Honey, y'all know my eyesight. I couldn't even understand what the sign was saying. I couldn't even see it. So I just pressed the button for the doorbell. Nobody came. I'm like, OMG, what is going on? What is taking so long? Because normally when I go there, to my brace place, they be on point, honey. Normally you can just walk in, but right now we got a lot going on in the world. So a lot of places, they're not letting you come straight in. So I pressed the button again. And then the dude from the truck, he get out and he come up behind me. He didn't even say nothing. He just came up behind me, but I saw his reflection in the glass. So I scooted over to the left, like trying to see what he doing. And he was like, is everything okay? And I was like, I'm just waiting for them to come open the door. And he was like, why they not open the door? Why the door not open? He started like pulling on the door. And I was like, I said, they're probably in the back or something. He said, did you press this doorbell? I said, yes. And he started like pressing it like that. I was like, hey, chill out, they coming. So he was like, okay. So then we did see somebody coming. He was like, okay, I see somebody coming. I said, okay, well, you can go now. And he was like, no, I'm gonna wait with you. I was like, okay. Like, normally I would be okay if, you know, the driver wait with me. I'll be okay if the driver come in with me. But y'all, this man, something went right. I can just tell something went right with him. So, you know, he just kept standing there, and the dude came, my doctor, with his fine self. He came, he opened the door, and he was like, I'm sorry.